know something that's funny? Alright, so I like have all these different sorts of shirts, you know, that I get. I've been doing it since high school. I like going to, you know, Goodwill or Deseret Industries and getting shirts and stuff. And I did something really on accident. Remember that shirt that I had, that black one that said bike on it? Well, the very next day I actually was putting on one of the other shirts that I got, and unknowingly, there it is. It says Vans. Everybody knows that Vans is technically a California skate company that most people know them as, well, shoes. So anyways, I was like putting it on, I started laughing to myself because I was like, there's that Dane Cook joke. And he's like, you know, at my house, you know everybody's mom, how they're really overprotective? Well, my mom wasn't any different, and she used to, like, in case we were ever encountered with some stranger who was dangerous, you know, every parent does it differently, but my mom gave us a code. Yeah, so if that way anybody were to ever walk up to us, we would say, well, what's the code? And if they didn't know it, no code, no go. And, except I never remembered that because whenever I saw somebody, I was always too excited because my mom didn't give me shit, you know? And so, like, there was this one time, there was this guy, he pulls up in this, like, white rickety old van. He goes, hey kid, you want a bike? Yeah. Yeah, you got a bike? Yeah. He gets out, he goes, well, it's in my van. So I throw open the door. Where is it? Oh, I forgot. It's back at my house. So I jump in the van and I slam the door. I'm all, well, let's go. Let's go get my new bike, baby. And I already did the bike shirt, and the next day I put on this shirt, and I started laughing to myself. But that was the day I was at Petco, and then I had those people like hack my account and fuck everything up, so I didn't get to tell my joke. But I don't know. I thought it would have been funny, but a lot of people know who Dane Cook is. Like, probably just as many people don't. It's usually an age group type of thing. But he's pretty funny. I have to go get some art supplies today. Because I'm going to teach everybody how to draw. Most people don't know how. But I got to get all of my drawing stuff. And then I got to still find somewhere to actually draw it to where you can see it. I'm going to have to find out how to get a tripod. But I did have some drawings from when I was in Florida. Believe it or not, Florida's a peninsula that's extremely mysterious. I mean, I didn't even know this, but somebody was telling it to me while I was in jail, because I was in Florida for 1 hour before I got arrested. And then I elbowed the cop when I was getting my fingerprints done. And so I got my first felony, and they kept me in there for 7 months. And they didn't even let me see the judge until after 4 months. I didn't even see the judge. I saw a doctor. A doctor came, and I'm like waiting to see the judge. Every time security would come into my room, which was twice a day, they would just scowl at me. They had these big military boots on, and they'd handcuff you through the door, and then after you handcuffed, you walked back into your room and stared at the wall while they investigated your room. But I was on 24-hour lockdown, and they kept thinking that they were going to find something. Well, that was twice a day. Well, still, my window looked right out into this like lake area, and there was these eagles and falcons that flew around every single day. It was a really weird view for such sort of a psychedelic scenario. But well, anyways, it's very mysterious. It's a peninsula. And, well, I was sitting in my cell, and I saw this violin sitting on the ground. But then it wasn't there, but it was there, but then it wasn't there. And there was a guy that was like 4 cells over, and he was singing, but I never heard anything like it in my entire life. I was like, you know those Arabic singers? You know those guys that are just like, they sing to snakes? Some people know exactly what it is I'm talking about. They can switch pitches with ease, you might call it. Really, really simple for them. And it's not necessarily about singing like an opera singer would. It's more just like for personal satisfaction, sort of exactly like playing a violin. Well, before long, I was talking out loud and I was really complaining about how my whole life was bullshit and why am I in jail and all of my problems. Well, there was this blonde woman laying in my bed, and then she wasn't there. She was there, but then she wasn't there. And before long, well, that guy's ghost made a duplicate of herself, and she started hanging out listening to me more than him. Or she made a copy of herself, one of the two. But within a month, I could start singing like that guy could sing. Hold on, let me see if it's turned off or not. Yeah. The funny thing is, the entire time that this guy was singing, the person, because there's about 8 cells altogether, the person in the cell next to him, well, jail sucks. And the second that you actually talk out loud, you'll get somebody that'll talk to you without you talking to them for days and weeks at a time, because he knows that you can hear him. And this guy, poor guy, he was singing to somebody that was talking over his voice, singing badly over the top of him. It's like la 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 la, but he was trying. That's the gross part, the unusual part. And I'm just listening to this guy, and I'm just like, what you said, good for you. Well then, because I was in there for so long, she started listening to me. I call her Tink, but I got a copy of her from that guy. I've never told this story. I've actually told this story many times over, but I never gave the entirety of it, which there was a missing Arabic man that was sitting in the cell, and he was good too. And, well, I can do that now. I'll do it for a second, because it's not really me. I'm not really, we do it for each other, but everybody else is just like, nice, Curtis. I know. Calm down. Tink enjoys it. We have our own little bonding moments. I'll do it just for a second, just so you can hear her. You'll notice what it is I'm saying, because I couldn't sing like this before I went to Florida. That's why I say it's a very mysterious peninsula. Every morning I watch you, watching The Office, your business suit and matching shoes. With your hair full of beans, and you target your glasses, and you sit down just to the sun. You watch you on the floor, so here my mind just away somewhere. I see you in a different light, the hell on now, loving us. You could have saw to see you in a different light, just the way I saw you last night. And it's, believe it or not, before she showed herself, there's about 5, 6, 7, 8 pitches that I couldn't do before. So because I couldn't do that before, I actually just go straight to the high pitches, because I'm just like, I think that's expensive. So it's fun because I couldn't ever sing like that before. You could hear people like that in the professional world sing those pitches, and it's just like, good for you. How nice for you. Well, so every once in a while when I'm bored, or when I'm in the car with someone or whatever, she likes to show off. Really weird, I know, but I was just demonstrating that. And then the thing is, though, when I got out, though, well, I started drawing one day when I was out of jail, And I technically, well, she shows herself in the ability to draw also. It's a really, really mysterious woman. But my Facebook site when I got out of jail was, somebody hacked it and turned my timeline to only me, not public. So here I am, like, taping shit and drawing pictures, and I had thousands of friends from however many stadiums I went to, the Texas Dome, the Tennessee Dome, the Georgia Dome, all the colleges. I mean, if you were still paying attention after 7 months, and I don't know who would be, but if you were, my timeline was even turned off. So unless you were psycho and you caught the pictures area, you didn't ever see any of my pictures I did, because when I did finally get back to Arizona, I was struggling with putting some dreams together. And I just decided all at once to delete everything from my pictures area. Everything. And upon doing that, I found, after it was all deleted, that my timeline was turned to only me, not public. So it was too late by then, and I had lost everything, including all of my drawings. But I did about 6 drawings altogether, mostly of Hayley Williams. They were really good. I did some Model Mayhem pictures also. One of them was my best drawing I've ever done, something that I talked about when I was at the New Mexico library. I don't know who has it. It's probably floating around somewhere. But I was going to go ahead and try to show off some of the Tink's abilities again, even though it's been a couple of years. I'm not as angry as I used to be. So I still have to get everything first, and then I'll turn the camera back on once I have all of my stuff together.